What's up guys? In today's tutorial we're going to be working with different variations of green screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and import my videos. So I'm double click here and head over to no name green screen footage, files used, and I'm going to go ahead and import all the ones that I'm going to be using. And the other ones that are here are extra footage in case if you all want to practice some more and play around with the other footage that we have recorded, you can go ahead and do so. But for now, the ones we're going to be using is Building Shot, Desert City, 001, 632, 636, Ready Prison Footage, Sandstorm, Ciliento, and Stage with all the lights. And click open. And if there's any that we're missing, we can add them in later. So, the first things we're going to want to do is make sure that we're using this footage as our main composition. So let me just double check which one's which. Okay, so that's the last one we'll be using. This is the first one we'll be using. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and put this to become a new composition. So this guy right here, create a new composition, is going to go ahead and do that for us. So we're going to drag this one in here, and that'll create a composition with the appropriate size and dimension that we currently have right now. After that, what we want to do is go ahead and add our background. So our background is actually going to be, let me see, this one right here, desert, and we're going to go ahead and bring the desert down here. And so from here, the steps that we have to require in order to get rid of the green screen is going over here to our effects and presets, and then we're going to go ahead and type in key light, and you should see this one that says key light 1.2. We drag that one into the green screen right here. And now that it's on the green screen, all we have to do is click on this little eyedropper tool and click on the green. And although that looks like it has done a pretty good job, I'll go ahead and click the eyeball on this for now so you don't see. You can still see some of these wrinkles and stuff, so we need to get rid of that. The way we do that is right here where it says final results, is we're going to go ahead and click on that, and we're going to go over to screen matte. We're going to press that. And now we're going to be able to see it in black and white. You notice this is a little bit transparent right here, and this is very transparent, and we need to get rid of that completely. So right here under our screen matte, we're going to go ahead and open it up, and you're going to notice these two, clip black and clip white. You're going to drag this until the black is completely black, and we're going to drag the white until the white is completely white. Right there. So that looks like a very good selection. And now the softness, we'll just pump this up to about 1.5 so that the edges are a little bit soft. From here we can go ahead and go back to screen matte and put final results. And so now we're completely removed off of the green screen. So the next step here is to create a mask, because obviously we see all this part right here and we don't want to be able to see that. So I'm going to grab my pen tool, make sure that this layer is selected, and I'm just going to put it somewhere around 33, maybe a little bit more zoomed in. I just want to be able to see all the edges. And then I'm just going to click within the black area and just close it up to make a perfect selection. So there we go. So now I have a perfect selection of me just being here and blah 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 blah, right? Now one of the things I want to do is I want to mute both of these. I don't want the audio for either of them. And I'm going to go ahead and click the eyeball on this. And now, as you notice, it starts off with the snow thing, because that's just like their intro, blah, 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 blah. And then it eventually comes to here. So right around 9 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and press Alt and close bracket so I can cut it right there and bring this over to the beginning. So now I'll have non-stop footage of me being here and so on and so forth. But you notice that it doesn't fit to our screen, so we're going to go ahead and right click, transform, and fit to comp. That's going to make it fit to the comp, and it looks pretty good from there. So let's just go ahead and move this a little bit more back. There we go. As you can see, that looks pretty good so far. So one of the things I'm noticing though is that we have a little problem down here where my leg is a little bit transparent. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to the green screen and just mess around with this a bit. There we go. So right around there, that looks pretty good. And then go ahead and zoom back out to fit. There, so that looks good. So you notice that our background also has a green screen feature. So we're going to go ahead and drag the key light over to our background. Click on this green, and now that green is completely gone. So we're going to click our little double arrows right here and go back to our project panel. In our project panel, we're going to grab the one that says Sandstorm, bring it down to the bottom, right click on it, go to transform, and then fit to comp. That's going to allow it to like go behind that green screen. And if you wanted to, you could stop there, which is okay. But we're going to go one step further and just press Ctrl D to duplicate it and bring it over to the top. From there, we're going to put on toggle switches, switch this over to screen, press T, and lower the opacity down to around 20%. And there we go. So now we match up, and that looks pretty good. So that right there is how you add green screen very simply. You know, this is our first one. So we'll go ahead and rename this composition, this one right here with the composition icon. We'll go ahead and rename this as part 1. Now let's go ahead and start with part 2, which is this one of Omar falling off the buildings. So we're going to go ahead and drag him, put him into the composition. And let's just rename our composition right off the bat and name this one part 2. So now that we have Omar here, there's a part where like the camera is shaking and eventually it comes to a complete stop, and then he starts doing all the movements. So right around here, which should be 3:13, we can go ahead and close it up right there and then just bring that over to the beginning. And we're going to go ahead and bring in our picture. So let's see which one is the picture. This one right here. Bring the building down to the bottom. And then we're going to add key light over to the green screen one. Click on the green screen. We're going to switch this over to screen matte. Go over to screen matte, and we're going to clip the blacks. Want everything that's green to be completely black, and everything that's supposed to be white to be completely white. That looks pretty good to me. And then I'll head over and put it back to final results. So there we go. This building shot, we're going to right click and put transform and fit to comp. And now we just need to get rid of these weird edges. So we'll go ahead and grab our pen tool. I'm going to try to stick as close as possible to the edges because of the hands. And there we go, close it up. And so now we have a good selection of him falling down. Oh, the camera moves a bit. So let's go ahead and cut it right here to where the camera doesn't move that much. There we go, perfect. And so we'll go ahead and put N right there to bring our timeline down to the end, and we'll close it up right there. So we have a good selection of him here, but we have to make it look like he's falling down, right? Because as of right now, nothing's happening. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and press S for scale, come here to the top, add a keyframe right there, come here to the bottom in 4 seconds flat, right around here, and we're going to go ahead and put 0. And so what that's going to do is it's just going to scale him down to look like he's falling. Okay, that's good. And we can maybe speed this up so it goes a little bit faster. And you know, you can play around with it, play around with the, you know, right clicking and maybe going to like easy ease in or something and see how fast you'll fall like that. There we go, that looks pretty good. And you might need to mess around with the mask a little bit. So as you can see, I kind of have a little bit there. But look, you see his foot gets cut off a little bit, but it's happening so quick. These are things that you hardly notice. Anyways, that will be part 2. So now let's head over to part 3. So we're going to look for the one of Kiwi dancing, which I didn't include. So let me go ahead and look for it right here. This one right here of him dancing. Go ahead and put open. And bring that one down here to the new composition. And we're going to name that one part 3. We're going to go ahead and do key light. Do the same thing. Go to screen mat. Open up screen mat. Get rid of everything there. Make everything that's white. Go back to final results. Grab our pen tool. Zoom out a bit. Just make sure that he is inside this black area. Get rid of everything else. Go back to our projects panel. Look for the Dance Floor Studios. This one right here. Bring it to the bottom. Right click. Transform. And fit to comp. And let's see where the things actually start. So that's pretty good. There's a problem with our mask here, so let's go ahead and fix that. And then we'll go ahead and put the song on this one in the bottom. Make sure we remove the audio. I forgot to remove the audio on all these. The Sandstorm one can stay in one. And there we go. So now we have the little... Yeah, so there you go. You guys can export this one. Just make sure this ends with the video. And we're good. And so that is part 3. Then we're going to go ahead and go to our last one, which is going to be, I think, the one of me. Yeah. So close this, which is this one. And go ahead and drag it down here. Now this is going to be the complicated one. So I'll take a little bit longer to explain what we're going to be doing here. But... let's go ahead and rename this one as part 4. Then we're going to bring the gel castle thingy. Not sure if it's this one, but let me test it out. Alright, so key light, bring key light in here. Go ahead and press on this green. Go to screen mat. Make sure the black is completely black. Make sure we go to screen mat. Make sure I am completely white. And then go back to final results. Okay. Use my mask tool right here. This is actually going to have to be edited in a while, but go ahead and stick to that for now. Make sure this one is transform and fit to comp. And let's go ahead and start it right where the video starts. Alright, so right where the video starts, I'll go ahead and cut that there and bring this over to the beginning. So, the reason why this one is the one that's kind of confusing and hard is because, as you notice, I come in. First of all, parts of me are getting chopped off. I don't fit all the way to screen. I finally come in and I don't disappear where the door is at. So I want to start here at this exact moment where my arm starts getting chopped off. I'm going to come to my video and make sure that my mask, yes, so I want to move myself right around here. And I want to move this mask a bit. So I want to edit this mask. Let me go ahead and open M for mask. I want to make sure that I can adjust it as close as I can without releasing any of that stuff there. I want it right here where the door's at. Maybe a little bit higher. Perfect. And so now, as you can see, it looks like I'm going inside, which is exactly what I want, how I want it to look like. Right around there. That's pretty good. Maybe I also look just a little bit too big, so I'm gonna go ahead and press scale and make myself just a little bit smaller, and then move myself right in here. Now yeah, that looks good. Okay, so the first thing I want to do here is, since I already have this perfect, is I want to go ahead and add for scale a keyframe right there. Just come down a little bit and add another keyframe, and over here and add another keyframe. The reason why I'm doing that is because I don't know if I'm going to need more keyframes at this given position, so I just want to have them there if by any chance I need them. So as I'm going back, I'm going to rewind it carefully. As I'm going back, my foot starts to disappear there. So at that given moment, I want to be at a different place. So I'm actually going to open up Shift P to open up position. And I'm going to come here and add a position keyframe, and another one here to add a position keyframe, and another one there. And they're all the same. Pretty much nothing happens that's different from there. It makes me feel more comfortable to know that they're there. So I'm going to go back right to where my foot is disappearing. And right where my foot starts to disappear, I want to be here. Now that looks pretty weird. So I might actually just move this a little bit closer.
Lucky for you, I don't throw away my big bonus.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to play with that. So I'm not walking here. So right here, when I actually start walking, or when I stop walking, I wanna actually be up there. So actually, let me just go back, Control Z, Control Z. Sorry about this little part, guys, because as I mentioned, this part is confusing. So right here, when I stop walking, that's where I want this keyframe. So I'll move this guy right here. And as this is happening, I want to be here. So there we go. So as you can see, yeah, it looks kind of weird, but it's okay. I'll maybe move it a little back. There, that's okay. And from there, I can just run off to the side. Now, we also have the fact that this is not working correctly. It's kind of messed up here. So what we need to do is now we need to play with our scale. So right around here, we'll go ahead and move this guy. And right around here, we're going to actually be making it so that I am actually big. And so now it'll look like this. And in short, you can play around with this to try to make it a little bit better, but or you can copy my numbers if you want. But in short, this is how you create something like this, and you have to actually like perfect it and make it a little better. I slide a lot right here, but other than that, everything else seems to be okay, and I run off to the side. And so that's how you do that part. So I'll go ahead and turn off this part and then close this off right around here, and that is the end of part 4. I didn't animate masks or anything like that, but hopefully this kind of made some sense, and you're able to accomplish this without much help, and it opens your mind to some possibilities that you can accomplish using green screen. That's all for today's tutorial, and as always guys, I'll see you on the next one.